Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Daniel the prophet, chapter 3, verses 1 through 18. Now, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, right? He is a vicious and powerful man, and he wants to make sure everyone's toeing the line. He's delegated his authority to a lot of administrators, and so he's decided he's going to have a little loyalty ceremony for them all. He constructs a 9-story image idol. It's only about 9 feet wide, which is really kind of skinny, right? And he tells them all, okay, we're all going to get together, and then there's going to be some musical fanfare, and you all are going to bow down to the image, which is a symbol of me. And this is the loyalty test, right? And so he gathers this huge crowd of administrators, all these different positions. They show up, the music plays, they all bow down except Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these 3 Jewish believers. And what's funny is that there's such a big crowd, these astrologers pop up and say, hey, we got a problem back here. These guys didn't bow down. Now, why the astrologers? You'll remember that in the previous chapter, Nebuchadnezzar asked for the wise men, the magicians, the astrologers to tell him and interpret his dream, and they couldn't do it. And so Daniel and his buddies, they came through and they all got promoted over the astrologers. And so there's a vendetta here. But really, the other thing is that they all see these Jewish believers as being intolerant. Why can't you just go along with everything? Why do you have to be so stubborn? And they are despised nobodies, right? They are little nobodies. Who are they to stand up to the king? And so they're brought to the king, and the king is hopping mad. He's furious, right? And he's already told them, I got things ready ahead of time for knuckleheads just like you, right? There's a furnace. It's super hot. You're going in unless you bow down. So we're going to do this again, and then you're going to bow down. And these 3 despised nobodies say, oh, you don't even need to bother. We're not bowing. And I want you to think about that is, what are you devoted to in your life? You know, what do we bow down to in this world, right? I mean, there is all this societal pressure, right, to bow down to the idols of greed and lust, gluttony and pride, and the list goes on, right? And these guys, you know, they're not paying attention to the gods of this world. They will not bow down to them. And so he says, God help you, because no one, and no God, actually, he doesn't even say God help you. He says, no God is going to keep you from my hand, from my power. And then again, these 3, despised, yet wholly devoted men say, that's okay. We know that our God has the power to save us. And he can rescue us from your hand. But even if he doesn't, that's okay. We still know that he's faithful. I want you to think about, when was the other temptation that threatened death unless that person bowed down? It was Jesus Christ. It was the cross. And they kept tempting him. Why don't you bow down to us and we'll let you go? Don't bow down. Thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.